All right.
So I choose to start with manual tests because the statistic shows us that 90% of the companies that are penetrating into the mobile space are starting with manual procedures. Therefore, in Mobile Center, we had advanced manual capabilities to help companies to penetrate easy into this space. So what I will do, I will open Mobile Center. I immediately get a device with the application, shopping application installed on the device. And I will play, in this case, I will purchase a laptop, and you'll see that the tool is capture the space while I'm trying to purchase a laptop. When I finish, I can actually mark all the steps and store them in the repository. The reason I'm doing it is because I can leverage these scripts later when different testers in my organization can use this exploratory test in order to run this test.
All right, great. So you captured successfully the script of the app, but this was manual. And we know that the name of the game is about automation. So me as an organization, I wouldn't probably need to have, or I end up with thousands of those different scripts. Does that mean I'm going to recreate everything to be able to go agile, to be automated?
So actually, they don't need to create anything. You just saw the manual scripts that I just recorded. And before I continue, just to share with you that when we designed the mobile solution, the mindset and the design point was how can we help customers to leverage assets across the life cycle. So in this case, I'm open UFT, and I can just import the script that I just recorded manually and run it through UFT. So now I replay the script. This is the script, and I can just start replay it, and it's the same manual test that I did before running now through UFT. It's especially important when we're talking always about DevOps, and DevOps is about how to achieve fast delivery. So the more we utilize assets across the life cycle, the more we save money and we can build fast deliveries. In order to complete the core capabilities, I also need to do performance test. So for that, I will switch to Storm Runner Load, which is our leading solution for performance testing, all running from the cloud. I will start by setting up the environment, which now is a combination of three things. One, setting up the V users. Second thing is setting up the mobile devices, because I want to test real user experience, meaning how the end user will experience the application, and setting up the duration and the time. When I finish to set up the environment, I'm running the test. So all built in the cloud, running on Amazon. So the environment is just being populated, and by the end, I'm getting the report. In this report, I immediately see that the transaction response time of some of the transactions running on a specific mobile device are function bad. And this allows me to go back to the dev and to the QA in order to research what is happening. But we didn't stop here, because we understand that in the mobile space, location is very important, because users can use the application from different locations. So for that, we are running with network virtualization and network simulation with different network profiles of these transactions from different locations in the world. So in this example, I run a network simulation with 3G and 4G from London to my shopping application. I can immediately see, for example, that they have problems with the checkout transaction and the editing shopping list. We didn't stop here, because now we have the data coming from the network, so it allows us to come up with recommendations allowing you to understand what needs to be done in the client side in order to make the application better. Now, you remember that I spoke about DevOps and leveraging the assets, and actually we did the same trick also here. And we can take all those scripts that we did in the performance and migrate them into our monitor solution in order to monitor 24/7 all of our scripts. In this case, and don't ask me why, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, it shows 25% availability. But it was very easy to migrate them from the performance, leverage the assets into the monitoring solution, and to complete the life cycle.
That's great. I mean, this is super exciting and super cool. So what we've seen so far, so we did the manual testing. We very easily captured that. In a click of a button, we managed to take all those different assets and automate those entire scripts and bring it into the tools that you just saw. We could actually, so we're good on the functional part. Remember, I mean, I started with this. We checked out and test passed successfully on the thing using the performance testing, as well as managed to monitor this the application and the application performance once this app's actually used by the users themselves. But that's not the whole thing we wanted to show you in this entire process. We want to actually leverage additional testing services in addition to the core capabilities and the core services that we just shared with you. They take advantage of things like sentiment analysis, crowd testing, and the security. Why would you just take us through that?
So now I'm playing the admin of Mobile Center. What you see here is the Mobile Center administration panel, and with all the applications installed in my lab. And I immediately get, when I'm open my shopping app, all the services that applied, testing services that apply to this application. Now, before I continue, let me just share with you a little bit what's so different between the regular web lifecycle and mobile lifecycle. In mobile, we identified that there are some different elements across the lifecycle. For example, there is App Store there, and users are posting feedbacks. And because of that, sometimes it influences the download rates of application of customers. So customers are coming to us and ask for different testing services across the life cycle in order to help them to complete the traditional one. So the first one is a security scanning. Security is very important, especially in mobile, on the go. If you lose the mobile, God help us, especially in HP. So we want to run each and every iteration security scanning. And we are using Fortify on demand in order to run the security scanning. You get it, by the way, for free if you take a Mobile Center, and then immediately you get the report, shows you if you stored password in the mobile not correctly, and a lot of other cool features. Another cool feature that we have is taking advantage of our strong big data capabilities and advanced analytics is production usage using Apple's Mobile. We are getting data from production with regards to the most popular devices, the most popular crash on production, the most popular transactions users are doing in production, and this can allow you later to leverage your regression tests in the lab in order to set up the right environments with the right devices, but more important, with the right user transactions. So every regression within the CI that you are doing every day can be focused on the right use cases and transactions that users are doing in production. We didn't stop here, and we take it even one step further with sentiment analysis, as you said, and we have the ability today to monitor what happened in production, what are the feedbacks that users are posting to production. So we can come up with the good feedbacks, the bad feedbacks, but more than that, we can tell you even in the bad feedbacks what exactly the user says about the application. And it's super critical because we know for a fact from statistics that this affect and influence the downloads rate of an application. But it's not enough because users already post a feedback. We want to prevent it. And for this, we partner with a company called Uber Testers, who provide us a crowd testing capabilities. So now we have, with the integration with Mobile Center, the ability to manage beta tests. you can use it with internal users within your company, but you can also use it with external users from different locations in the world. They will post a feedback showing you what real user thinks about the application even before you get the feedback in production. And by that, you can prevent bad feedbacks in production.
So Yaniv, where those users sit? I mean, in this crowd testing, are they sitting somewhere outside the organization or inside the organization?
So basically, there are two flavors for it. One is that you can use to distribute the application to internal users within the application that are served as exactly real users. When you are talking about companies when the size is 100,000 people, no problem to take 200 people or 5,000 people in order to be a beta users. It's not the testers in the lab. So by that, you can expand the amount of people that are exposing to the lab and can provide you feedback even before. But there are some companies that want real users not outside the company that will be able, in different locations in the world, will be able to test the application, and therefore they can take external users, external testers, professional testers, testing the application.
So that sounds great, actually. It sounds like the ability to scale and getting a real user's feedback, not only from the organization, but actually during the process of developing the app and testing the application, get the feedback directly from the users that ends up actually even using them. This is really great. So what you see right now on the screen is the Mobile Center portal, where you see all the different applications and developed applications. So we just wrapped up the part that actually taking the advantage of those external testing services, connect into the ecosystem, and leverage all of those things that we build on top of the core capability of this, the manual, the functional, as well as the performance, right? So what else can you share with us about analytics and how to tie this whole thing together?
So maybe the last thing to show in order to maybe close all the loop is that we are introducing a 360 report, taking all the data coming from all the different tools into a single report, showing you what's the status of your application in a bird's-eye view. So here I have my Advantage Shopping application. I get the report immediately, the high level from each and every tool. It can allow me very quickly to see what's the status of my application and where do I need to drill down in order to get a real status of my application. And we achieve it because every tool is connected to Mobile Center Lab, which serves as a hub of all the integrations. So by that, we can achieve a 360 report that can show you the complete picture of each and every application.
Yeah, that's great. So to wrap that part up, just do a quick summary, and if we can pull up the slide again, please. So what you've seen is the 360 end-to-end mobile solution experience based on our Mobile Center, where you saw all the different roles using their tools that they're actually used to for their job, for the daily job and so forth, integrated very nicely together, bring it all together, and deploy the analytics and reporting everywhere. So you can have also a great view on the entire process, as well as the test results, as well as every single step in this whole thing. So this was all about test execution, and this was all about how to kind of manage this entire cycle. Now I'm very excited to bring on stage Genefa and Andrew to show us the application lifecycle management, which is another very excited part of our end-to-end solutions. Please.